Welcome to Meera Codes. In a previous video, we learned about the short data type. Today, we will learn about the int data type, which is the most commonly used integer data type in the Java. The int data type is the primitive data type in the Java. It is used to store the whole numbers, both the positive and the negative values. And int occupies the 4 bits of a memory, which is equal to 32 bits. Because it has a more bits than the byte and a short, it can store the much larger range of values. So comparing the byte, short, and int. So byte occupies the 1 byte of memory, short occupies the 2 bytes of memory, and int occupies the 4 bytes of memory to store the value. And the 4 bytes is like 32 bits. As the number of bits increases, the number of values that can be represented also increases. We already know how to calculate the total combination, like the total number of values is calculated using a formula 2 raised to n. N is the number of bits, and here n will be 32 because int has the 32 bits. The total possible binary combination is 2 raised to 32, that is more than a 4 billion different values. To calculate the range, we use the same formula that we used for the byte and the short data type. The only difference is the value of n will be the 32 because it has the 32 bits. So the minimum range is minus 2 raised to 32 minus 1, and the maximum range is like 2 raised to 32 minus 1 minus 1. So this is the range of the int. Here for an example, I have declared and initialized the population and the salary variable. So both the values are within the valid range of an int. So the program runs successfully. That is why the int is commonly used for storing the counts, IDs, salaries, marks, and many other whole numbers. Here in the next invalid example, like I have initialized the variable with a value which is greater than the maximum value of an int. So the Java is giving the compile time error. In such cases, we should use long data type. When to use a int, like it is a most commonly used integer type. It is used to store the whole numbers, better range than the byte and the short. So usually it is used to store for the IDs, marks, age, salary, counters. Whenever you need to store the integer value that fits within the range, int is usually the best option. So today we learned about the int data type, its memory size, total combinations, range, and the practical example. So in the next video, we will learn about the long data type and see how it can store the values much larger than the int. Thank you for watching.